Right, Turffontein Saturday, Green Scepter, one of the TARRY racing syndicates. Quite an ordinary debut, but what did you make of it?
I thought it was a reasonable debut behind Maharani, and he finished the race off very well. But he'll be in need of this run, and hopefully he won't be too far off.
Yeah, I think we need to put things into perspective. It was a year ago and some change.
Yeah, but having said that was decent form.
Very good to get your perspective. As Billy Spellbound is your next runner in race 4, along with Future Pearl and Jet Dynasty, who of course won on Saturday. It's the Derby trial. Looking for the Derby, I would think.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, Andrew, there's not too many opportunities for horses over ground that are not weight for age for 3-year-olds. And, you know, we know that he's crying for it, but we just didn't want to throw the kitchen sink at him too early. And even though he just got up and seemed a hard-fought win, I mean, he didn't race hard for most of the race. Anyway, he's pulled up well, and I'm happy with him, and hopefully he runs a decent race.
Future Pearl shown that he's well suited to the trip, and of course it is the race that Legal Eagle won.
Well, I mean, he seems to show me that he is looking for the trip, although he did run one ordinary race over the trip. But I do think that he's in a good space, and I expect a decent showing.
And finally, your third entrant, Billy Spellbound.
Well, Billy Spellbound is from the Gold Rush form, and we know that produced the Derby winner. So the form has got to be worthwhile. Obviously, he needed his comeback run. We hadn't gone very hard on him since he had returned from Cape Town, and I think he's in a good space. Wouldn't surprise me to see him in the finish.
Okay, Princess Osma, there's reasonable form around her.
Yes, actually a filly that I wasn't quite sure she'd stay or not stay, but her form is so wishy-washy that, we're just going to take the bull by the horns and go for the distance and hope that she does see it out. If she does see it out, then she certainly would have a chance. Yeah, it was a fair last run, carrying a big weight. It's quite a jump up in quality here, but she's in a good space and she's definitely improving, and we would hope for a good run. I mean, there's small black type on off, and obviously that would help Mary as a breeder.
Cirillo's had his 2 comeback runs since his last campaign, and he's starting to show glimmers of form, the bright 7-year-old horse that he is.
Yeah, he should give a much better account of himself, otherwise we'd have to just rethink where we're going. But he comes in with quite a competitive weight share.
Willow Express, although he hasn't earned a stake check in his last 5 starts, he started to show the kind of ability that we know him capable of last time out.
Yes, I felt it was a very strong field last time, and even though he finished towards the back, he was only beaten 4 lengths. And I mean, he hadn't run in a while, and that can only bring him along, and he must have some sort of chance. He works really well, and yeah, hope for the best.
Okay, with Captain's Ransom now officially retired, and Brett Crawford's filly having won the Paddock Stakes and the Filly Skinnies, I think few people would argue that Princess Keller has to be the best filly around, definitely the most versatile, and she goes back to sprinting again as she did in her last start.
Yes, Andrew, obviously she's got bigger plans. She's come back from Cape Town, she's in a good space. She's probably going to just need this run. It should bring her on sufficiently for the Princess Charlene Empress Club. And, we'll see if we need to run her in between or not. But that would be her target. She wouldn't be fully wound up, but she's in a good space, and I expect a good run.
You're very heavily represented in this race, obviously, by all of Eden Rock. Thunderstruck goes back to sprinting, and Big Burn, Full Velocity. Geez, it's a very, very strong hand you've got here.
Yeah, Andrew, I don't want to say it's a strong hand. I've got a really nice bunch of horses running. Unfortunately, you've got to find places to start these horses off or run them into form. Funny enough, they've all got very different tasks ahead, and they shouldn't meet in the next start at least. I think Big Burn's in a good space. She's drawn poorly. It's a competitive race. I'm hoping for a good run. Thunderstruck should definitely need the run. And we don't really intend to stick the sprints, but it's a good starting point, and hopefully he acquits himself well and it brings him on. Eden Rock's way down in the weights. I thought he was a bit too handy in his last start, and I do expect a much better run. And Full Velocity also, I expected more from her last time. It was a little bit disappointing, and I'm just hoping that she gives us a bit more here. So, yeah, while I've got a lot of runners, they all will be looking to other things down the line, and if one of them come and win, that'll be fantastic.
Platinum Sky ran a decent sort of race on Saturday, only beaten a couple of lengths by his stable companion, who was second, Litigation.
Yeah, he's an interesting horse, Andrew, because I thought he would have achieved more by now. I do like him, and I'm aware that the Silvanos do get better with age. His last win was over a mile, but it seemed like he just stayed on better than whatever was trying to fetch him. We're not quite sure if he gets this trip. He did try it as a young horse, but I got a feeling that he will get it, and he's a fit horse, got a good draw, and hopefully if he stays, he's got a chance.
Okay, and then what are you expecting from Willows Wish?
Willows Wish needed his last start quite badly. He's not fully tuned up, but he's a lot closer to the Willows Wish that we know, and I feel he could be competitive.
And then on paper, I was kind of disappointed with Invincibles Warriors' run behind his stable companion. Were you disappointed, or was there some kind of mitigating circumstance?
I think he'd been awful close on a year, Andrew. I mean, I think we could cut him a little bit of slack there. Yeah, he may have just needed the run. It was also over a distance short of his best, and as with Willow's Wish, this, I don't think he's at his peak, but he's on the way up, and this run will probably bring him to his peak. Having said that, it wouldn't surprise me to see him involved in the finish.
And on the subject of Celestial City, a confidence-gaining run, he won with authority. Do you have a specific plan with him, or is he now just going to have a little bit of a break, or what are you doing?
No, Andrew, no break for him. He's got a lot of catching up to do. He's had about 3 seasons off. Yeah, I thought it was a good run. I thought coming back to the mile was basically all he needed. Not to say that he won't get a little bit further, but 2,000 handy going early certainly didn't suit him. We will find suitable races for him, and just hopefully he keeps raising his game. We're a long way off where Henning hopes to be in terms of what he can achieve on the track, but we'll just keep chipping away, and at this stage I'm happy with him.